Just 1 minute to talk about Doctor Who. Just 1 minute, or maybe two. Welcome to YouTube, we're talking Doctor Who. For you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to TMDWP. Once again, this is not the podcast that I promised. As I reflected on the subject of Doctor Who and faith, I realised that a lot of what I had to say was somewhat critical. Now ordinarily this wouldn't be a problem, but given that this is the 100th episode of TMDWP, I wanted to be a little bit more celebratory. So in that vein, here's my guide to enjoying watching Doctor Who. Number 1, be 8, or 9, or 10. What I'm saying is, be a child. Now that's a little unfair because there's nothing you can do about that. You either are or you aren't. But what I'm trying to say is that many of us got into Doctor Who as children and had our imagination fired at that time. Doctor Who has produced much that has been enjoyable since then, but nothing will ever have the connection for me that things like Spearhead from Space and the Five Doctors and Earthshock have.
Destroy them! Destroy them at once!
Number 2, find your era. Now I'm one of the first Doctor Who fans to want everybody to like all of Doctor Who. But I have to admit that there are some seasons that I don't like. And there are some seasons that are more Marmitey than others, that you'll clash with other fans on. But that's okay. Find a bit of the show that you love and stick with it.
It was a police telephone box. I walked all round it. Barbara, you saw me.
You don't deserve any explanations. You pushed your way in here, uninvited and unwelcome.
Number 3, watch with others. As I've said before on the podcast, my greatest enjoyment from the new series has been when I've had consistent company to watch it with. Doctor Who is a show that should be shared and revelled in. And one of my greatest disappointments about Series 9 is that the consistently grim tone was enough to finally put my wife off, and so we stopped watching it together, and I didn't enjoy it as much.
Oh, I've got the word. Freezing!
Snow! Oh, real snow! Proper snow at last!
Number 4, watch it as it used to be seen. Now a number of years ago I put together a randomiser, as many fans have, to select what Doctor Who I would watch next. And once the pick had been made, I would ration that story out. A maximum of 1 episode a day. So Long John Pertwee could last a whole week. And these stories were made to be watched in episodic format over a period of time. Rarely has Doctor Who been made in movie-length chunks, and I don't think it really should be watched in that way. Keep it short, spread it out. You'll enjoy it more. Finally, number 5, don't be afraid to take a break. As Series 7A began back in 2012, I decided to stop watching any other Doctor Who whilst it was on. But once that series was over, I didn't really go back to my old Who watching habits. In fact, I've watched very little Doctor Who that wasn't broadcast over the last 4 years. It's not to say I don't like Doctor Who anymore, it's just that I'm currently going through a phase where it doesn't have such a pull over my life. It's one of the reasons why there's been very little TMDWP podcasting going on in the last 18 months. Little Doctor Who in equals little podcasting out. Familiarity breeds contempt, they say, and I don't want to ever hold Doctor Who in contempt. So, thank you for being with me for 100 podcasts. I'm not entirely sure what the future holds, aside from there will be episode 101 on Doctor Who and Faith, and we'll see what other Who watching there is, and what things I have to say about it in the future.
Just 1 minute to talk about Doctor Who. Just 1 minute, or maybe two. Welcome to YouTube, we're talking Doctor Who.